this guy will never actually date me, and he will never even think about it. So, but you know what? Because I see so many similarities, I can probably do what he did, and at least
So wait, so you never dated the guy, or you never had a romance with him? He
no.
just kind of was somebody who listened to you and gave you some inspiration. It sounds like.
Yes, like he actually did eventually find out that I liked him, but not because I wanted him to find out. It was just because somehow my ex-husband pushed me to tell him.
Oh, uh huh.
So,
Did you ever have a relationship with this guy then? No. Oh.
but I did send him a bunch of messages. Some of them, he did reply. I
Uh-huh.
even messaged some of his friends, and just to, because he did something really kind of nasty actually in the end.
Oh,
This
what did
guy
he do if
that
you don't
works in
mind?
Citibank. So this is what happened. So my ex-husband, he's also like a total jerk the way he handled our divorce and everything. So when I moved out, he stuck around pretending to be my friend. Um, so, I was just talking to him one day, and I said, you know what, I'm having a tough time finding an internship. And, he knew I had good grades. I had like a 3.9 GPA. And he said, you know what, why don't I send your resume to my friend, the guy that I liked.
Uh huh.
Um, and at that time, I didn't realize he was just going to play some kind of a practical joke on me. So I said, okay, no problem. I didn't think much of it. I just thought, you know what, maybe the guy will give me a referral. I mean, I like him, but it's not like I was going to go and tell him that. I was just happy, hey, maybe I'll get a referral this way. And then what had happened, I sent my resume to this guy.
Uh huh.
And, initially he just didn't even reply, even though he supposedly promised my ex-husband he was going to forward it to somebody to get me an internship. I was still in school at that time. And so it was just quiet for a while. I never heard back. I was like, what happened? I sent this guy my resume. He promised something was really off. So I tried to go to my ex-husband. I was like, listen, this is your friend. He took all my stuff. He has my information. What did he do with it? I mean, he said he's going to forward it to somebody, and I never heard back what happened. It's been like a month, actually. And my ex-husband just used that to kind of like hurt me, I guess, because he said, oh, he's not going to talk to him now, just forget about it. I'm like, why? I mean, you said this guy was going to send it, right? And I guess he just kind of knew that I liked the guy at that point, and just tried to mess with my head. So eventually I ended up contacting the guy myself. I was like, you know what, if you're not going to contact him, I will. Let me find out why he took my stuff. He promised to send it somewhere, and just ignoring me. I mean, what's going on? If it's a no, at least tell me, that's fine.
Uh huh.
So I sent him an email, and I told him, you know what, I know that you're not looking to help me, and you're just, basically took my resume and whatever. You're just ignoring me at this point. And so I said, you know what, just remember that, you were in the same shoes that I was about 10 years ago. The guy is also divorced, by the way. He divorced, like, his wife around, well, not divorced, but he's separated. So he separated around the time, like me, kind of, when he got the MBA.
Uh huh.
So I don't know, our lives look very similar somehow. So I told him, I said, you can remember, right? So you were in a similar place, so why are you doing that to me? If you don't want to help, it's fine. You can just be honest. You don't have to pretend like take someone's stuff and promise something, and. And at that time, I was very surprised. The guy replied. I guess maybe it's because I sent an email to his work address, so he wanted to look good in front of his boss. So he sent like this overly nice email telling me that he was going to forward it, that I had to just, be patient, something like that. And I was happy enough. I was like, fine, I'll wait. Then I get this other email from him telling me that I had to contact him over the weekend, that he wanted to talk to me. At that point, I was alarmed. I was like, why does this guy want to do that? It was kind of weird. Why would a recruiter want to talk to me over the weekend? So I was like a little set off by that, but then I liked the guy. So I was like, what the hell, right? I have nothing to lose. Like, I'm the worst. What is it?
Uh huh.
I said, okay, sure. Let's set up a time to talk. No problem. He never replied me back after that. Then he called my ex-husband, told him that he was like nice to me, quote unquote, when he in fact sent like this inappropriate email. And I was really pissed. I was like, what is going on with these people? Are they both messing with me on purpose? I sent a text message to both of them, basically bitching at them, saying, I don't know what you people are doing, it's crazy. And then still no answer from anybody. I tried to have my ex-husband talk to the guy several times. He refused. Then he said he had no contact with him. And then one day on Facebook, after several months of trying to get him to talk to the guy to see what had happened, I see he's like hanging out with him, like nothing happened. So that time I was really, really upset. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send this guy some letters. I'm gonna tell him exactly how I feel about him. I'm just gonna confess my undying love and see what happens. I sent him like maybe 3 letters, like certified mail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I made sure that he got those letters. And the guy got scared actually. He was like,
Oh.
why is this girl sending me certified mail? In fact, he got so scared, he wanted to call the cops.
Oh.
I was like, dude, are you nuts? You're gonna call the cops? Somebody telling you, just trying to share their feelings? I was even more upset. And, after sending him some text messages trying to share my feelings, and he just telling my ex-husband that I'm crazy or something like that, I was like, you know what? This guy started this. He sent the inappropriate email. He never replied me back. And now he acting like I'm crazy? Oh, let me see.
So it kind of sounds though like these guys left you on your own again.
Yeah.
And that was maybe kind of a fear. I mean, you said you kind of had that insecurity about
I do,
being
but
on your own.
the thing is, like, you don't do that to somebody. I mean, I'm already struggling, like I'm on my own. I'm struggling in every possible way. So if you're going to promise to help somebody, if you don't want to help, just don't make promises. And if you already decide to help, don't go and send an inappropriate email and then ignore the person after. It's just not right. And so I was really, really upset at that point. I was like, you know what? I'm going to let everybody know about this guy that works in Citibank who thinks he has this really clean reputation. I'm going to let the world know what this guy did.
Oh, what did you do?
I sent, because he's from India. My ex-husband is from India also.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I knew, my ex-husband's cousin, he was his friend, right? And
Yeah.
that guy, he really had a hold on the guy that works at Citibank, He could really talk to him. So I sent actually a text message to the guy in India.
Oh.
Yes, the friend of that guy in Citibank, and I told him what he did. I said, your friend sent me an inappropriate email telling me to contact him over the weekend. He never replied after that. I said, listen, I don't mind the inappropriate email. In fact, I like him. But come on, you don't do this kind of thing.
So did anything happen to the guy with his work because of your...
No, he's still there. He's chilling. Listen, he's got the whole management screw in the head because he's very good with messing with people. He's very manipulative.
Uh-huh.
So everybody thinks he's like the angel over there, best thing in the life of everything,
Uh-huh.
So I told his friend, and probably he called him and yelled at him. And then the guy got so upset that I told on him, he called the cops on me.
Uh-huh. And what happened with that?
He had the cop call me up telling me how come I was harassing him. I was like, I'm not harassing him. First of all, he sent me an inappropriate email. If you don't want to be harassed, don't send me inappropriate emails, and then you will not be harassed. That's it. Very simple as that. And if you are going to send the inappropriate email, then be man enough to pick up the phone and call me.
So, where are things with this now? Like, have you been leaving the guy alone, or are you still calling
Hold on.
him?
This is
sending him
not
letters?
the end.
Oh.
I also sent a message to, he has a Russian friend.
Yeah.
Friend. He basically does similar thing to her that he did to me.
Yeah.
He pretends that he likes her, but he's never gonna marry the girl or anything. She's not really. She's like an older woman. She's older than me. She has a kid also, and she probably has some hopes for this guy. But when he talked to my ex-husband, he told him, "Oh, I'm not interested in her. I'm just messing around." So I sent her a message too. In fact, I contacted her on LinkedIn, and I told her exactly what he told about her also, just so she knows also where she stands.
Oh.
Because this guy had everybody fooled, So he basically make all these people believe something that he's not. So at first I was like, you know what, maybe at least he's going to help me out with the referral. So I didn't really want to say anything. I was like, let me be patient. But then when he did that shit to me, I was pissed. I was like, I'm gonna get this guy
But
back.
where do things stand with this now? Like, do you think it's out of your system?
No,
or it's
definitely
still,
not. I am very upset.
You're still upset
And I
about
still
it?
have a very big crush on him, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
And, I'll still send him a message from time to time. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah?
yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Does he ever reply back?
You know what? He tried to threaten me a couple of times that he's gonna call the cops, and I told him, go tell them. What are they gonna do? You're like the laughing stock of your local police department by now, because you harass me, and when I respond back, you act stupid, right?
Uh-huh.
You should be thankful I didn't contact your wife in India, and I didn't contact your boss, because I should have done that. But I wanted to spare your reputation, and I just contact your friend just so we could address it privately.
Yeah. Do you have any interest, like, in anybody else now? Like,
You
is
know
there
what?
anybody else kind of?
I'm too busy.
Yeah.
I'm just like working and trying to survive. Things are tough on me financially. That's why I'm here.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just saying, I really, I really got screwed over big time. And I wish I didn't even like the guy, honestly. I wish I didn't have any feelings for him. I think that would have been just a lot easier. I guess eventually I'll probably not have feelings for him anymore. I mean, listen, eventually I'm going to be old and gray. And, he'll die, right? He'll
Uh-huh.
probably die before me because he's
Uh-huh.
old. So, you know, like someone's going to die eventually, right?
Eventually, yeah.
But like for now, what can I do?
Okay. I just okay.
I'm very upset. I feel like I've been really screwed over, and it's unfortunate because I really like the guy, and I wish that he wouldn't do that to me. I mean, I actually in my mind I just wanted to keep like a good impression of
Uh-huh.
him. That was important to me
Well,
because
who are you more upset with, this guy or your ex-husband?
I
'Cause it
have no
sounds
idea
like
anymore.
you're-
Honestly, at this point, I just don't know. I just feel like I've been through so much, and I'm just too tired to care.
Can you tell me a little bit about the divorce with your ex-husband? Like, was that expensive just to have lawyers, I assume,
You know what,
and
he
all
paid
of that?
for it. He paid for it.
So he was cool with that.
Yeah, he was
kind of, in
okay
that
with it.
respect.
And he even helped me like as far as paying for my school. Like I practically forced him to give me like $20,000 to
Yeah.
go back. At first he didn't want to help me, but then I was like, what am I gonna do? Because if we get divorced, because you have a decent paying job, I don't. So it's gonna be really tough for me to provide for myself. So finally we kind of agreed on it as like a settlement type thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Does he give you alimony or anything
No,
like
nothing.
that?
I
He
didn't.
just gave you a one-time.
just that
kind of
one-time
thing.
thing. I really would have never even asked him for anything if it wasn't for my own situation at the time. Because honestly, by the time I was getting divorced with him, I ended up quitting my job because what he told me was, okay, if you quit your job, we can have a family and I'll
Uh-huh.
provide. And then later on, he kind of went back. He went back on his promise, and
Uh-huh.
he wasn't happy to do that. And so I was like, you should have just told me straight away. Like I wouldn't have even stayed. I would have just moved on and lived my own life. And so yeah, it's like one person screws you over, and then he kind of allows his friends to have a little fun at my expense too. And so at that point, I was just like at my boiling point. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell the world what these people did.
Do you ever still contact your ex-husband?
No.
Like, you just contact the boyfriend kind of guy.
Yeah, because my
Or the-
ex-husband blocked me. That guy is
Oh.
stupid enough to leave his Facebook up.
Okay.
He wants it. Come on.
So tell me a little bit about.
Look, if he didn't want it, he would have already went to the cops. He would have done the whole shebang. Why he's keeping it unblocked and why he's posting all these sexy pictures? Why? Because clearly he likes the attention.
So you think he's posting the sexy pictures for you to see? Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm the only one that compliment him on all the
Oh,
sexiness. I mean, other people say
you
it
leave
too.
comments on his
Yeah.
Instagram or something. Okay.
I mean, other people say it too, but they're not like so straightforward about it.
Oh.
They're not like in love with him. They're just like, oh, you look good. I'm like, yeah, baby, let's go.
Okay.